So now that we've discussed how water flows from the main tank and into the grow beds and back, we're going to look more closely at the seedling and germination area. What we first want to look at is this tank here. This is called the Seedling Reservoir tank. Inside this tank is a small pump. This pump is taking water and it's taking that water and it's pumping up to this grow bed and this grow bed. At the ends and at the backs of each grow bed are tiny black spaghetti feed tube lines. Water is being fed through those lines and into these grow beds. Water is then being fed along the base of the grow beds as a thin film, very similar to what we saw in the grow room area along those grow beds. Water then accumulates at the front corner of this bed, and then that gravity feeds back to the main seedling water reservoir tank, and the process repeats. So in this section, we're going to be talking about the nutrient tanks that we have in front of us here. We've got 3 tanks: nutrient tank A, nutrient tank B, and tank C, which is actually called the pH tank. So it's the tank that holds the pH, what's called pH down. If we look above each tank, there's 3 pumps, 1 pump for each tank. Each pump has 2 lines. The left line on each pump goes into the bottom of its respective tank. The line on the right for each pump is going into the main reservoir tank. So how this works is we fill these tanks with fertilizers and with pH down as per the instructions that Growcer has given us. So it's really important to follow those step by step. Once that's done, GrowLink, the computer, takes over and it automatically takes nutrient from tank A, tank B, and it takes pH down. So if we look here, we can see part of what's called the GrowLink system. So this is a computerized system, and it works in conjunction with these sensors in what is called the nutrient test box. So in this test box, we have 3 sensors. One is for temperature, one is for pH, and one is for EC, which stands for electrical conductivity, which is just a fancy way of describing the amount of nutrient or fertilizer in our water. So what happens is water is being continually fed into this nutrient box from the main tank and back. These sensors tell the computer what our levels of nutrient, pH, and temperature are. And based on those readings, the computer automatically adjusts the levels of nutrient and pH down to ensure the most optimal range of nutrients and acidity for the water.